Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is our first look show. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on January 24th, Wednesday on Underdog. And this is Rivals Week. We're continuing. So we've got the Suns and the Mavericks for the Rivals games, and we also have the Thunder and the Spurs. But we do have an 8-game slate, so there's plenty to get into. But before we get into the plays we have for first look, if you've never tried Underdog, use our promo code BACKDOOR and they'll match your first deposit and give you an instant pick'em special. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. A lot of these plays end up getting bumped or removed sometimes while we're even filming, but often like shortly after we post our videos. So throw your notifications on if you just want to be able to jump on these plays before they get removed. We actually just finished our prize pick video earlier, and we have two props that got bumped and removed already. So if you want to be able to jump on that value, just make sure the notifications are on. And if you guys don't mind just liking the video, it's the best way to support the channel. You guys have been awesome helping us grow. We've been growing way faster than we ever thought we would when we started this channel, and it's all thanks to you guys. So we really appreciate you. If you don't mind just liking the video, it's really the best way to support the channel. All right, so these are the plays we're going to be talking about. On my end, I'm going to be taking Brandon Miller over 23.5 PRA, and I'm going to be doubling down on Grayson Allen over 2.5 three-pointers made. This is the same play that I took in the prize picks video. I'm going to be getting into it on Underdog as well. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Jalen Duren for over 11.5 rebounds and Denny Avdia for over 10.5 points.
All right. Well, before we get into our recap and our breakdowns, we want to tell you about another platform that we enjoy, and that's Chalkboard. It's kind of similar to Sleeper. If you've ever played Sleeper, they let you place entries as low as $1. And it's like Sleeper in the sense that you have to hit every pick to cash your entry. But the thing that Chalkboard offers that other platforms don't is they allow you to play alternative lines on like 95% of the props they put out. So you can bump your props up and down. Like I could take this Brandon Miller play. If I'm super confident about it, I could bump it up to like 25.5 and get a higher payout. So you can like increase your multiplier if you increase the play you're taking, and you can lower your play and they'll just lower the multiplier. They let you place entries as low as $1, just like Sleeper, just like Underdog. If you're interested in checking that out, use code BACKDOOR and they will double your first deposit up to $100 as well. All right, so we're going to get into our recap now. And it was a rough outing for us, unfortunately. So let's see here. So that was okay. So yeah, in the night video, I had taken Lauri Markkanen for over 10.5 rebounds and assists. I felt so good about this play. I was so excited that they had it at only 10.5 on Underdog. It wasn't this low on other sites, and he ended up really letting us down, just going for 5 total. Zion really showed up for us though. He went for, we took him at 4.5 assists for higher, and he ended up going for 11. So Lauri could have used some of those extra that Zion had, but they ended up just blowing out the Jazz. I thought that game was going to be a lot closer. It ended up being 153 to 124. Markkanen did not have a good game. He ended up only playing 27 minutes. He was 4 for 15 from the field. So not a good outing. How'd you do, Jordy?
Yeah, not good. I took Anthony Davis for over 16.5 rebounds and assists. He came pretty close. This game got pretty out of hand towards the end. They just weren't doing very much rebounding tonight. Honestly, they got out rebounded pretty badly. AD went for 14 though, so he got pretty close, but I wish LeBron would have played in that game. It would have made it more competitive for sure. But yeah, I also took Paul George for over 3.5 three-pointers made, and he only went for 1. He only shot 2 though, and he made 1, so he didn't play very much either. He only played about 28 minutes. He just had a rough night, and Kawhi and the rest of the guys were just taking care of that game, so he really didn't have to do much. So he didn't really shoot much either. He had 17 points, but he had a good night. It just he didn't have to shoot a whole lot because the other guys were so hot. So Yeah, just a rough night on Paul George for that one. That was my bad.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a tough night for us. Then in the daily show, I took Reggie Jackson for higher than 2 rebounds. He ended up pushing. He went for 2 exactly. And then Lonnie Walker over 0.5 blocks and steals. I talked about this in the Prize Picks video too. This is just one of those plays that I, in hindsight, just kind of went against my typical approach on plays. So I told myself at halftime, whether or not this cashes, even if he ended up hitting it, I was going to talk about the fact that I don't like that I took this play. And it's just because one of the indicators I really like to take seriously is game time. Like, how often are the guys on the court? And he hasn't been getting that many minutes lately. And so at halftime, he had like 5 minutes. And so I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, even if this ends up hitting, this is not my style of play. So you guys won't be catching plays like this from me moving forward. From guys that are, because he ended up getting 12 minutes. So it's hard to hit your plays when your guy's out there for 10 to 15 minutes. So anyways, I just wanted to throw out that little disclaimer on, like, I got hyped up on how juiced it was to go over. Everybody was taking it. And I think I just got a little carried away with that one. But yeah, it was not a good outing. So he ended up not hitting. And then you want to get yours, Jordy?
Yeah, so for mine, I had taken Christian Brown for over 9.5 PRA. This is one of those plays that I feel the same way about, where I shouldn't have taken it. I should have looked at the matchup a little bit harder. He had been hitting it so often for me that I kind of got lost in the sauce on this one. I took him for over 9.5 PRA. He went for 6, so he got kind of close, but too tough of a matchup for him to get any serious playing time. And then the Pascal Siakam for 0.5 steal. I really felt good about this one. He had done it in 12 out of 20 games, so really good odds on this one, and he just didn't get one. There wasn't a lot of turnovers in that game either, so just unfortunate that he didn't get this one done for us. That was just a miss, but
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the plays we have for this next slate. I'm feeling good about these. To get us started, I'm going to be taking Brandon Miller over the 23.5 PRA. Let's take a look at this over under. So we've got a 235 over under with the Pistons favored by 3. He has been playing great. He's a very exciting young player. If we take a look at these last 3 games, he's just been crushing it. Going for 35, 33, and 32. And he's been playing good minutes too. 35, just over 35 minutes, and then just under 35, and then just under 30. But we've got a really killer matchup here, with the Pistons being 27th in points allowed, 25th in rebounds allowed, 25th in assists allowed. So he has every reason to get this done. He should have every opportunity. He's taking just under 6 three-pointers per game, and he's shooting 44%. He's just been killing it. So I'm feeling really good about this play. We hop over to Daily Grind. Let me see here. Updating. All right, so this is the top play for him on Daily Grind right now. Just under 53% odds to hit. They have it at a minus 131, and most of the other odds makers have it at a minus 125 or higher. So feeling really good about this play. And then my next play is going to be Grayson Allen. I like him to go over his 2.5 3-pointers. We take a look at this over under. We got a 240.5 over under with the Suns favored by 1.5. This is one of those rivalry games. I think this is going to be really chippy. I'm hoping my Suns can get this done. But with all the attention that Booker, Beal, and KD draw, they always tend to have Grayson Allen open in the corner. And this guy is, the number 1 3-point percentage shooter in the NBA right now. He keeps battling out with Malik Beasley, who actually took his old spot. And if we take a look here, he's gone 3 or more in the last 5 games. And in his last 10 games, he's gone over this 7 out of 10 times. And 2 of those games, he went for 9 3-pointers made. So I'm feeling really good about this. He's it's kind of been a wagon lately, just hitting it every single game over the last 5. And we got a pretty reasonable matchup, them being 16th in 3-pointers made allowed. And we don't really have to worry about Grayson's minutes because he plays such good defense that he's always on the floor for 30 minutes or more. He's in the starting lineup. He's just a pivotal piece for this new Suns team, and he's my favorite player that we brought in the offseason. So I'm feeling good about this play. We do, however, we have most of the tools out there and the odds makers are favoring this to the under. So I just want to make sure you guys are advised about that. This is almost a 53% odds to hit the under on Daily Grind. And most of the other odds makers have this favored at least a -120 or higher to the under. So if you're uncomfortable taking it, just fade it. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to be playing it. So that's the play I wanted to bring your way, because I'll be playing this in a lot of slips tomorrow. So yeah, those are the two I'm rolling with. What about you, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to get me started on mine, I just wanted to say too that I really am a big fan of that Brandon Miller play, because they just traded Terry Rozier away. So
yeah,
they've got big booty Kyle Lowry coming to town to bring some of that thickness to Charlotte. So I'm gonna be
out.
yeah. But yeah, you know, we're talking about the 3-point percentages. I still feel Malik Beasley is still available on here, so that's another play I feel really good about, his 3-pointers. But we were also talking about Lonnie Walker in the Prize Picks video about, you know, that guy deserves more playing time. You know, we're talking about 3-point percentages. Lonnie Walker is 4th in the NBA in 3-point percentage, so I'm not sure what they're doing with his playing time there, but I would like to see Walker get some more playing time for sure. But anyway, to get into mine here, I've got this Jalen Duren play to start with. I feel really good about Jalen Duren in this game. Obviously, you know, Kyle Lowry's going to be at Charlotte now, so the rebounding is going to be a little better. I'm just totally kidding. But, you know, they're pretty awful at rebounding anyway, and it kind of seems like they're trying to find a new identity in Charlotte. You know, they just got a whole bunch of picks, so they're kind of, I think this season they're just kind of shutting it down a little bit. But rebounding wise to centers, they're pretty awful. They're ranked 27th, giving up 13.6 a game, and Jalen Duren's good for that, man. Like against Washington, which was a very similar matchup statistic wise, he went for 19 in that game. So I really like Duren to go over in this game. If you look at Daily Grind here, this is juiced at a 53% chance even to go over and a -131. But I just feel really good about this play. The odds makers have it at a -130 or higher. Caesars has it at a -115. So I think that's just because sometimes, you know, their rotations are a little weird, but he's been a lot better lately. Like over the last 20 games, they've given him a solid 30 minutes pretty much for the most part. So he's gone over this 11 out of 20 times. So, you know, he has missed it in a couple hard matchups, but they're pretty tough matchups. So I like this one. Taking that one for the over. And then my next one here is going to be Deni Avdija for over 10.5 points. I feel good about this one. Avdija is, you know, he's a pretty volatile scorer. He can get this done really fast. A lot of the times I take his points when it's a good matchup. He goes for like more than half of those points in the first half. He's a really good first half player. And then we're usually, you know, kind of waiting it out in the second half. But this is going to be a tough game. They're playing Minnesota. They're the number 1 in the West, obviously. This game has really a lot of blowout potential, so just keep that in mind. But the Wizards do score the ball very, very well. So sometimes they avoid blowout by just outscoring teams because they're so bad at defense. But I like this play a lot. You know, Deni Avdija is he's a good scorer for them. He's one of their top players. You know, he's getting 28 minutes a game. He shoots 9.9 shots per game, and he's averaging 2.5 3-point attempts, and he's cashing 32% of those. So, you know, the stats just line up for him to get this done for us. It's a good, you know, it's not a good matchup because Minnesota's tough, but it's a good game for him. His points are juiced to go over at a 52.93% chance, -132. So yeah, you know, it's a tough matchup. There's blowout potential. Just keep that in mind. But I'm definitely going to be playing this play tomorrow. I feel pretty good about it being at 10.5. So those are the two I've got, man.
All right, guys. Well, those are the 4 we're rolling with for first look. And this is little guy join me. This is Ash.
Yeah, there he is.
He's a little stinker. But anyways, guys, these are the 4 we're rolling with. Ash thinks you guys should like the video, by the way, and subscribe. But we will have more for you tomorrow in the Daily Show. If you're interested in checking out the tools from Daily Grind, they're our official partner, and they've been awesome to work with, and they work very seamlessly between platforms. So we've been finding really good value on Underdog in a hurry with the DFS optimizer. So if you do want to check that out, they'll give you 25% off of your first month when you use code BACKDOOR. It's just one word. And yeah, any of their tools, they have a correlation tool, a middling tool, and a fantasy scores tool, as well as the DFS optimizer. So if you're interested in checking that out, there's a link in the description of the video. Also, Outlier, the statistical analysis tool you see us using with the red and green bars. We can't say enough of how awesome that app is, or stats tool. It's kind of like the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. You can look up every different scenario for what's going on in the game and see what that player's done in the past, like without multiple players, without certain injury statuses and all that stuff. You can check everything on there, and they're giving all of our viewers a 7-day free trial just to see how you like it. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description of the video for that as well. And check out our Discord, another link in there. Just basically check out all the links in the description of the video. There's all sorts of good stuff to get into. And we hope you guys have a great night, and we're looking to have a better day tomorrow. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow in the Daily Show. Have a good one.